The second step. No parent is content with watching the child take just its first step, but coaxes it on until another is taken. However, no second step is possible until after the first one. If you've gotten to the second without the first, then go back to the message, the first step, for it reveals the name of the God of the Bible. To know who is the only true God and that He has a name is the beginning of the journey from darkness into light. John 1:4, speaking about Jesus, says, "In Him was life, and the life was the light of men." The verse prior to this one says, "He is the Word. And the Word was with God, and the Word was God." In verse 14, John says, "And the Word was made flesh, and dwelt among us, full of grace and truth." Another important first chapter is that of Matthew, verse 21. "And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus." This is also in the first chapter of Luke, verse 31. "And behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb, and bring forth a son, and shalt call his name Jesus." In both of these first chapters, it is written that the child is to be given a specific name, Jesus. To understand the meaning of this name, it will be necessary to know some biblical history. The New Testament, where these verses appear, was written in Greek, but the people of Jesus' day spoke Aramaic. The written Greek word Iesus is transliterated into the English word Jesus. It is a combination of two words, Weos, meaning son, and Zeus, which is the name for the supreme Greek god, and was written as such in the Hellenistic phase of Greek, also known as Koine or Biblical Greek. Many PhDs, theologians, clergy, and Jews have tried to confuse the issue by saying that Zeus was spelled Dios, but this was only in the more modern Greek. The Greek Most High God was a deity, Dios, but his name was Zeus. The world, in Jesus' day, understood the implied meaning of the Greek Iesus as the Son of the highest God, and so the transliteration was accepted. As shocking as it may be, Jesus' name is not the Son of God, and especially not the son of Zeus. The truth about Jesus' name is revealed in Stephen's testimony recorded in Acts the 7th chapter, verses 1 through 60. It is in verse 44 where he speaks about the tabernacle of witness, which Moses made, according to the fashion that he had seen. Now in verse 45 he says, "Which also," the tabernacle, "our fathers that came in after," Moses' death, "brought in with Jesus," Iesus, "in the possession of the Gentiles," nations. The most important part of this verse is that the tabernacle was brought in with Jesus. Stephen did not make this statement in Greek, but he spoke in Aramaic, which is derived from the spoken Hebrew of the Old Testament. Even though the Greek Iesus was written, it is not the name spoken by Stephen in Aramaic. Many modern translations even use the English word Joshua in this passage of Scripture instead of the word Jesus. But they have no right to turn the Greek Iesus into Joshua. At least the King James translators were consistent, because the Greek word Iesus is always translated into the English word Jesus. With the first step came the knowledge of the name of the God of the Bible, and that is Yahweh, and is written as such in the Paleo-Hebrew script used down through the 1st century AD. So, if the New Testament had been written in the same language as the Old Testament, then we would have known the real name for Jesus, and it would not be a Greek transliteration, Jesus. It would be Yahweh Shawah, and it is written as such in Paleo-Hebrew script. Notice the root of God's name, Yahweh, is the same for Yahweh Shawah. Christ said in John 14:13, "And whatsoever you shall ask in my name, that will I do." Now, how important is the name? The Apostle Peter said in Acts 4:12, "Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved." The name of Jesus, Jesus, is Yahweh Shawah, and this knowledge is the second step.